This is one of those pasta dishes that makes you feel like you're making good choices, mostly because there are lots of vegetables involved, enough vegetables to almost be considered a salad. I mean, look at all them colors. We're also adding in some spicy Italian sausage to bring the fun back into what was becoming a very responsible situation, and to remind the vegetables who's actually in charge.
All right, so we're gonna measure out 6 to 8 ounces of baby bella mushrooms. These are already sliced. You can also use oyster mushrooms if you can get your hands on those. Next up, we got some fennel. Fennel is fantastic, and I feel like a lot of people don't cook with it and they're missing out on some amazing flavor. And if you've never worked with fennel before, it's really easy. So what we're gonna do first is take off the stalks. We're gonna take it and cut it in half. Then right here at the bottom is a little core. We're just gonna cut that. So I'm gonna come at it angle with my knife. This may look a little funky because I'm trying to do this for the camera. There you go. Core is out. Do the same thing for the other side. And then from here, we just want to cut these paper thin as possible. And how much fennel you want to use, it's totally up to you. I think I'm just going to use half of a bowl for today. I've also got one bunch of broccolini here, and I'm just going to trim the stalks off. The cool thing about this recipe is you can change how much of each ingredient that you want. If you want less broccolini and maybe you want to throw some onions in there, by all means, go for it. We're going to finally dice up one shallot. We're also going to measure out 1 pound of cherry tomatoes. You can cut these in half or leave them whole like me, because we are going to be letting these burst, followed up by smashing when we get these into our dish later. And then we're just going to thinly slice 4 cloves of garlic. As thin as you can get them, and this is totally just a choice of mine. You can crush the garlic if you want to. We are going to need the zest of 1 lemon, but we can wait till we finish the dish to do that. And we're also going to need some fresh basil leaves. We can tear those up and put them in after the dish is done as well. Today's pasta is going to be this rigatoni. We're using a whole pound. The only thing we're doing with this is just putting it in some heavily salted water, and we're just going to cook it to package directions. Our pasta is done. I actually cooked these just shy of al dente. We're going to take our pasta and just hit it with a little bit of olive oil. This is going to keep it from sticking. Give it just a gentle tossing. And then I'm just gonna cover this until it's time to pop it back in the pan. All right, in a wide skillet over medium-high heat. And how do we know that we're at medium-high heat? Because this is very important in this process. Well, a way to find out is to take a little bit of water over your pan and just drop some water in like that. If it beads up like it's doing in here, that means we are hot enough. If it's not beating up, then we either need to crank up our heat or wait a little bit longer. But the purpose of having our pan at medium-high heat is because not only do we want to brown this sausage, we want to get a nice crust on it. That crust is flavor. So we're going to add just a little bit of olive oil. Probably should have waited till those last few drops got out of there. And then we're going to add in 1 pound of hot Italian sausage. And we're just going to let this cook for like 2 to 3 minutes untouched. We really want that crust to form, and the only way for that to happen is to just let it do its thing in our hot pan. All right, let's see if we successfully built our crust. I think we did. Oh yeah, yeah. See all that? To the untrained eye, it may seem like we burned this, but in reality, this is all flavor and texture, and you're gonna really appreciate this in this final dish. So let's just go ahead and break it up now. And because this is a spicy Italian sausage, we don't need to do anything as far as adding salt or garlic powder or anything. All the seasoning is already baked in here. Plus, we're going to be adding seasoning on other levels. And then one other thing, I'm not going to break this up super fine. I kind of want some big chunks, some smaller chunks, a more rustic feel to this recipe. Like that's a good sized chunk right there that I'm looking for. So now I'm just going to finish cooking this up, and then we'll move on to the next steps. All right, this is feeling pretty good. So we're gonna get our sausage out. I'm just gonna pop them into a bowl, and I'm using a slotted spoon here because I want to leave behind all that amazing sausage fat, because we're gonna saute our vegetables in that. And thanks to the slots in the spoon, all that fat's just gonna drip right through. First up, we're coming in with our fennel. We're gonna hit it with a pinch of salt, get it nice and coated in this wonderful sausage fat. I'm gonna turn my heat down just slightly. And what I'm aiming to do is to cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes until nice and softened and lightly golden. Then we're just gonna remove it and put it in the same bowl as our sausage. Also, don't be afraid to try your vegetables. See, I can cook for probably like another 1 or 2 minutes. Into the bowl with our sausage, our fennel goes. Then we're coming in with our mushrooms. A single layer as much as I can, because I wanna let these get a little browning on them. And don't panic if you start seeing this buildup of black stuff at the bottom of your pan. That is fond, and we actually want that. We are fond of that. All right, these mushrooms are looking pretty good to me. So into our sausage bowl these go. And last up, our broccolini. So here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna pop our broccolini in here, right? Then we're gonna add some water. We're gonna let it steam for about 60 to 90 seconds. gonna taste the piece just to make sure it's nice and tender. Perfect. All right, let's get this out into our sausage bowl. All right, now we're gonna lower our heat to medium with a little bit more oil. We're gonna add our shallots in, another pinch of salt. And we just wanna cook these 1 to 2 minutes until they're nice and soft. Then we're gonna add our garlic in and about 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of chopped Calabrian peppers. Stir this up a little bit, and then we just wanna let this sizzle in the fat for about 20 to 30 seconds to release their oils and really soften the heat. Now we're gonna come in with 2 teaspoons of tomato paste and an optional 1/2 teaspoon of anchovy paste. Now listen, this is not going to make your dish taste fishy. It's literally just adding umami. And you've probably had anchovy paste in a lot of dishes at restaurants. You didn't even know anchovy paste was in it, especially in things that are tomato based, like spaghetti sauces and whatnot. Then we're gonna come in with about a 1/2 cup of our non-alcoholic wine. Now, if you're using non-alcoholic wine, you really only need to cook this for about 30 to 45 seconds. If you are using regular wine, then you want to cook it for maybe about 1 to 2 minutes just to cook off the actual alcohol. And the whole purpose of this is to lift off that fond, all that stuff was at the bottom of the pan, off and get it into our sauce, the base of our sauce. Then we're coming in with our cherry tomatoes. We're gonna hit those with a pinch of salt because, as I said in the last video, salt and tomatoes hand in hand. Once we got our tomatoes in here, we've got them salted, all we're gonna do is take our lid and cover them up until they burst. That's gonna be about 3 to 5 minutes. And today's pour choice is another non-alcoholic wine. This is a Sauvignon Blanc by Shirley. Of all the non-alcoholic wines I've had, this one is definitely the driest. So if you're a fan of a dry white wine, this is your go-to. If you like a lot more flavor and, for lack of a better term, juiciness, maybe go with the one I had last week in the wedge salad video. I'm more of a Pinot Grigio guy, so this one's not necessarily in my top 5, but it is worthy of a sip. Just wanna check on my tomatoes. And this, what I'm gonna do real quick is just take my spoon and just kind of smash these up a bit. And then we're gonna add in 1/2 cup at first of our pasta water. It is very important to keep our pasta water and use that versus regular water because that pasta water has all that starch in it from the pasta. It's gonna really help create our sauce. We're not adding cream, we're not doing anything. We're just gonna use natural ingredients to create what feels like a very creamy pasta sauce. So I just wanna let this simmer just for a few minutes, maybe about 1 or 2. We're gonna wait for this to get kind of glossy. All right, our liquid is reduced just a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and just pop in our pasta. And I am gonna add just a little bit more pasta water. I want this to cling to our pasta. See how like it's starting to coat the pasta? That's exactly what we're looking for. And then this time I wanna add back in all of our vegetable, all of our sausage. By the way, this is a 12-inch skillet. This is still over like a low to medium heat. And I'm just getting everything together. Come in with a little bit more pasta water now that we've introduced everything else back in there. Other types of pasta you can use. Bow tie is really good. Regular penne. I mean, really any pasta works in this. All right, let's turn off our heat and do our final touches. Lastly, off the heat, we're gonna add 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of just some extra virgin olive oil, a tablespoon of cold unsalted butter, the zest of 1/2 lemon. And for those of you who are new to cooking, this is the proper way to zest. You want to run your zester over it versus doing it like that. A little bit more control, and also you can see where you're going because you don't want to get into like this white stuff here. It's gonna leave a bitter taste. And this lemon zest is gonna just add some extra freshness, some extra brightness. And then we're gonna take some basil leaves, tear them up. Amount wise, I don't know, this is probably like 1/2 cup worth of basil leaves. I really like basil, so sometimes I can go OD on basil. Let's stir it up because we need that olive oil, we need that butter, we need that lemon zest, all that to cover everything, to touch everything. Now everything's getting nice and glossy. And it kind of appears, like if you look at the bottom here, let's see if I can kind of open it up without everything collapsing back on it. There at the bottom, that's kind of our pans, that's kind of our sauce right there, right? And that's what's clinging to everything. That's what's gonna make this feel very creamy. And it's also thanks to that butter and that olive oil, all those fats, and that pasta water just coming together and emulsifying. Let's plate this up. Like one of the important things in plating is like verticality, making things look tall. For some reason that just really satisfies the brain. These more broken up pasta pieces to kind of just fill in those sides. And then what I'll do is take some of our more whole looking ones, try to get those on top so people know, hey, this is rigatoni. Then I'm gonna put a piece of sausage here, specifically one that has that good crust on it. A few whole pieces of basil in here, not too much. And one last thing, y'all. Yes, you can't tell what dish this is anymore. It's snowing amazing flavor. I love Parmesan. And one other thing you can do just for flavor, so this Calabrian chili, these Calabrian chili peppers also have an amazing oil that they come packed in. So I just wanna take a little bit And just drizzle it on. There you have it. Spicy sausage pasta with lots and lots of vegetables. Lastly, make sure you taste this for salt and pepper. If it feels like it's falling a little short, like the flavor is almost there, but it's not quite there, salt will do it for you. Also, a little heads up, if you do add that Calabrian chili oil at the end as a finisher, it will be a little bit on the spicier side, so maybe give it a taste first to see if you really want to add that or not, because my lips are burning. Hey everybody, this is Poor Choices Kitchen. We have a Patreon link down in the description. Also, there's a QR code on your screen that you can also scan with your phone. $1 a month is all we ask for to pay for recipes in these here inflated times. And I appreciate all of you who have signed up. We also have YouTube memberships. Those will do the exact same thing. Recipes, inflation, gotta love it, right? And I hope you enjoy this recipe. Again, it's a very simple one. It utilizes just all fresh ingredients. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you.